Good
I'm
evening.
very happy to announce that we both were adults when we saw Kuch Kuch Hota Hai. Yes, people above 18 also did see the film. And evidently a lot of them are here today as well.
In life, there are some equations you make and some that you are born into. We were lucky to have inherited Yash Uncle, Hiru Auntie, Karan, and now Ruhi and Yash Jr. Very few men have the distinction of being known for their generosity, professionalism, friendship, while still being universally loved. In some, one is hard-pressed to find even one of these qualities. Yash Uncle possessed them all. I will forever remember him with his shock of white hair, his kind face, briefcase in hand, dashing in and out of the house whenever we went over.
When there were celebrations in our home, he was always the first to reach, dressed and on time, asking what he could do to help. When there were occasions of sadness, he was the first to reach, and without asking, he would set himself to helping out. He was an indulgent father and a very indulgent producer, unabashedly proud of what his son had achieved.
I remember once walking with him in London. We were discussing dinner, but even in that conversation, and though it was out of context, he brought up his son, his immense vision, and equally immense extravagance.
Very much a man of the world, claimed by all, but his heart was his family's alone. In Karan, there is so much of his father. He never has to be asked, he's always there, on time, with his pout ready, asking how he can be of help. The tradition of dharma, duty, passed on seamlessly from father to son.
If he were here today, he would be the proudest of fathers, tirelessly working behind the scenes, ensuring everyone was well looked after, and bringing up Karan, his immense vision, and equally immense extravagance, at every given opportunity.
Kuch Kuch Hota Hai is one movie that my family throws on me when I suppose they run out of tomatoes or eggs. My mother once said, "Do you know what is the best part about Kuch Kuch Hota Hai?" And I said, "What, the songs?" And she said, "No, your absence." Then each time I tell my husband, I think you should do this script and not that, he says, "Please, I don't need your advice. You're the person who said no to Kuch Kuch Hota Hai." But for that, I don't really have any excuse. In fact, I never felt bad about it till I was here today and I saw this AV and how many awards, and that, I actually regretted saying no for the first time in my life. I do remember Karan coming to give me a narration of the script. It was the first narration he'd ever given anybody. And we were sitting in my grandmother's house. The ceiling was constantly leaking. And halfway through, I didn't know what was more damp, the ceiling or Karan's face, because he was crying profusely, and I had to keep giving him one tissue after another. He was very touched by his own story. But needless to say, Karan didn't cry for very long. He already had the incredible Shah Rukh and Kajol, and then he found the terrific Rani Mukerji, made this marvelous movie, and has been laughing all the way to the bank ever since. Now, Karan has claimed that I broke his heart when I didn't do this movie because he'd written the part for me, but I want to tell him that I did him the greatest favor, considering every movie I did, even with Shah Rukh Khan, bombed. Kuch Kuch Hota Hai is a super hit simply because I'm not in it. And Rani, my dear friend, I've told you this before, but you owe me 1,000,000 gifts because, darling, I made your career.
I can probably stand here and go on about him for hours, but as we all know, he's written his introduction himself. He has praised himself. He has made sure that we all know that there's no one better than him. But the truth is that we all absolutely know that there is no one better than him. So, of course, we're here to talk about a man who is an exceptional place in my heart, in my life, and of course, the many, many WhatsApp groups. He's my partner in crime, in gossip, industry information. He's my go-to person for an emergency, for a fashion tip. I hope I'm looking okay, Karan. And of course, even amazing career advice that he's given me. I love him. The word that's written is not enough. I actually love him to death. And I really hope that he stops judging TV shows, hosting talk shows, and pretending that he's the Kim Kardashian of our country. If only he directed feature films, he would never leave the tat that he rightfully deserves. And of course, Apurva, my eyes are actually on you, because I did mention this to Karan, that maybe in my old age I will be the CEO of Dharma Productions. His genes are strong, and today his genes fit. Or do they? Because I think, Karan, they're actually always falling off at parties. It's always like at the back, Karan, put your hands up.
It's her anniversary today, and she still took time out to come and do this. Thank you so much. Thank you. We love you. I don't know. I think we've all said enough, right, through all the AVs. And in fact, I'm a little shocked with the way I looked. But of course, this is exactly how I did look. And I don't know who tailored that suit for me. And of course, it's an emotional moment for my mom and me. And I know, Mom, you're crying. It's okay. We've done our fair share. But you have to be happy. We have to celebrate these 20 years. And we have so much to celebrate. And most importantly, and this I have to say is completes both Mom and me, and in various ways, that we have our babies with us at home. We have Yash and Ruhi. And they did something special for me, not knowing. And have a look. Please see Yash. And this is, Bhai, this is for you. This is him role-playing Rahul in Kuch Kuch Hota Hai. And not to be very far behind is my daughter, who... So, it's their sleep time, so they won't be here with us, but I love them. And I have to say I love you, Mom. And thank you for just being the best mother in the whole world and the best friend I could ever have. I love you, and it's been the best 20 years. I haven't prepared what I want to say, but I just want to say that I love Shah Rukh, I love Kajol, and I love Rani. I love Adi for actually, and he never comes to any public function, private function, any function. He doesn't come to even a Yash Raj function, and he doesn't come anywhere. Pun not intended, but he is in my heart, and I always say that I'm in the movies because of Shah Rukh and Adi. Because of Adi, actually, he made me realize that I could be a filmmaker, and he put that thought in my head and then made sure I execute that thought. And then Shah Rukh Khan for just doing this film because he loved me. I don't think he really knew what he was getting into. I think he just had an instinct that I would be a filmmaker. So these are the two men that I would do anything for. I'm eternally grateful. I'm only here because of them. I'm here because of no one else but Shah Rukh Khan and Aditya Chopra. And I really have to say that anytime that they need me for anything, they know I'm here because I love them eternally. And I have to say, I thank every member of the cast and crew. I mean, Manish Malhotra, Farah Khan, Mickey Contractor, Sharmishta, Santosh who shot the film, Sanjay who edited the film, the lead cast, just everyone, the support cast of Farida ji and Himani ji and Anupam and Archana and Sana and Parzan and Neelam who agreed to do this part. Like, thank you, Neelam, for being such a beautiful part of the film. I mean, all of them, they all came together and they all came through for me. And I don't think I could have achieved any of this. But really, it's just not about that. It's about actually celebrating these 20 years. And I cannot do that without actually inviting the lead cast of the film to be in a tiny chat. I know we've heard it all, but they are really the heartbeat of the film and the soul of the narrative. So can I please invite, I know we have some chairs coming up, can I invite on stage the ladies, Rani and Kajol and Shah Rukh Khan, ladies and gentlemen. So we've reached the end of our beautiful evening, and it's taken us on a roller coaster ride of all kinds of emotions. You were shooting Chahat, and I came and I narrated a scene, and I really want to know why you agreed to do this film, because you really didn't have to.
Now that you say,
Yeah.
First of all, because this evening is important for all the reasons that we've heard, and all the reasons, inshallah, we'll keep hearing for the next 100 years. With respect to Dharma and Kuch Kuch Hota and inshallah, Karan Johar. Yes, the most important part being Tom Uncle, Mr. Yash Johar, whose baby it was, whose dream it was. not only this film, very many before this and very many after this also. And some of them didn't do as well as he must have wanted or desired or worked hard enough for. And that's one thing I learned from him. 27 years in the film industry now. And the one thing I learned from him is sometimes our best is not good enough, but that does not make you unrelenting or give up. So thank you, Mr. Yash Johar, for teaching me that lesson and giving us Kuch Kuch Hota Hai. Hero Auntie, who obviously is the strength behind this whole Dharma production, and Karan and Mr. Yash Johar, who will always sweetly, quietly keep playing cards, but we know where all the brains and intelligence in the family comes from. So thank you, and the sense of humor. So thank you, Hero Auntie, for being there. And I do remember, tum dekh lena, just before Kuch Kuch Hota, or a few days into the shooting, her wise words, because of which this film became what it became. She told me, dekh lena, Karan camera koi achhi jagah pe rakh le. So that's something I kept looking at while we were shooting, and that's why the film looks so beautiful, Hero Auntie. And of course, Karan. Why I did the film is, I normally, even till date, and which might finally, ultimately, 75 years from now lead to my downfall, that I never listen to scripts. I listen to the heartbeats of people that I work with. I've never understood a script. There are young actors, millennials, they're called, yeah. The millennials who sit with me sometimes chatting and say, "Sir, वो script आपने छोड़ दी, क्या कमाल की script थी." मुझे आज तक स्क्रिप्ट समझ ही नहीं आई कोई भी, और मैं ये बहुत डंके की चोट पर कह सकता हूँ, दिल पे हाथ रख के कह सकता हूँ कि I've never understood the script. I've understood the script maker or the script filmmaker at the end of the whole many pages of dialogues and stuff. And when Karan came and narrated the film to me, I was shooting for a film called Chahat at night. Alia's not here. I would like to tell her I wanted to. Great company Pooja was. I would have rather be sitting with Pooja and chatting that night. And Karan came and I told Tom Uncle that मुझे इसके साथ film करनी है. I think we had made Duplicate, which hadn't done as well as we thought it would. And I said, अगली picture Karan के साथ please करते हैं. Mr. Bhatt actually has so many common things with Alia. Mr. Bhatt has never apparently done a film for the same producer twice over, one after the other. And because Duplicate didn't go where it was meant to, I think Bhatt Saab, at that time the topmost director, had agreed to do it. And Tom Uncle was very keen कि बिरादर वो Bhatt Saab कर रहे हैं एक और हमारे साथ, तो ये वाली करनी है क्या पहले? तो I said नहीं, पिक्चर तो मुझे करण के साथ ही करनी है, because I'd spent time with him on Dilwale. And Adi was really besotted with too many things happening on the set, too many people, first film for everyone. And I kind of noticed how quietly, sweetly, and with a great sense of humor and ease, Karan used to be assisting Adi to get the film right. Most of the dialogue stuff that I did in Dilwale, Adi would tell me, "Tu ja Karan ke saath kar le." And then Karan would come down and we would figure out how to do the lines with the rest of the actors also. And I realized that he has a strange, honest spark in him. And I like people with a sense of humor. I get bored by serious people. Adi is the only serious people I love, actually. But Invisible Adi. And so he came and he narrated a story to me, and everyone should know the story he narrated to me in that hotel on the steps of Chahat shoot was crap and nonsense. Utterly not like the film that you finally saw. And in his own way, that Karan is actually, man of many words and the gift of the gab, and thinking he's impressing everyone, he's got it all right. He actually thought he's impressed me with this crap story. I've never told him. He was sitting on steps like this, and he said, "And then ये होता है, और उसके और कुछ नहीं होता था." एकदम बकवास कहानी थी वो. And he till date feels कि मुझे वो याद नहीं है वो कहानी क्या थी. And then he of course came with Kajol, and both of them just kept crying in my room. और फिर अंजलि, and then when he would stop and narrate कि, and in the next scene भाई, so I heard nothing. I heard two imbeciles crying, and